I feel like I'm gonna get bored of this very quickly. Also, I've done this video once before, but forgot to turn on my mic. Yes, tier list. You know, the thing YouTubers do when they run out of content. If you don't know what a tier list is, you've been living under a rock for like the last year. You could find good tier list, you could find bad tier list. Really just depends on what you search. But today we're going over the NASCAR 2022 throwbacks. I made this tier list. I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to go do it. Only took me 5 minutes of my life. So yeah, let's get started. First up, we have Ty Dillon's throwback. Very nice. Richard Petty Motorsports, or now Petty GMS. They usually have great throwbacks each and every year, so of course they were gonna hit it out of the ballpark this year, and they did exactly that. Now, Lee Petty throwback for Ty Dillon. It's not really one of my favorites in the field, but if you look at it compared to the actual car, it looks really good. Definitely A tier. So Kurt Busch throwing it back to Bill Elliott. Of course, this is more of a McDonald's throwback, and I thought the black sleeve for the Monster Energy was gonna ruin it, but it actually kind of added more design to the car. This was one of my favorite throwbacks in real life. I saw it in person. Too bad it wrecked on the back straightaway. Another A tier. And I know this one is more recent. I know this probably shouldn't be ranked high, but I really miss the black base FedEx schemes. I will take black base over white base any day of the week. This car, so sexy. Definitely S tier for me. I know it's like 2016 Daytona 500, but I can't get over the black FedEx schemes, man. Another one of my favorites, Chase Briscoe's Tony Stewart throwback. I usually don't care for like throwing it back to like an Indy car. This one was pretty spot on. Definitely another S tier. Now, Eric Amarola, we had a lot of throwbacks to like dirt midgets and dirt late models. This one's a throwback to Eric Amarola's grandfather, I believe. I usually don't care for dirt series throwbacks, but since it's his final season and he's always wanted to throw back to his grandfather, I'll let this one slide. Definitely a B tier, kind of just mid-pack. Now this is where things kind of take a turn for the worse. Christopher Bell also having a throwback to a 2016 or 2017. I can't remember, whichever year he won the Truck Series champion. But the thing is, he already threw back to his Truck Series paint scheme 2 years ago. So this is a different scheme from that season. I don't like it. I mean, the scheme is fine, but the throwback itself is no. F tier. Can you believe that? They're interrupting my session. So this one's rather interesting. JJ Yaley's throwing it back to Clint Boyer. And there's not really anything special about this scheme. I mean, it's a nice scheme, but the only good run it had was 2012, I believe. And when I look at this, I just think of Spingate. C tier. That's really all I can say. So Bubba Wallace, at first I thought this was the throwback to the DPL schemes that Joe Gibbs Racing used to run. But then I figured out it's actually a throwback to his late model, which is the same design as the DPL scheme. I know it's Moneyline's fault, but the colors are just like not right. It's a good scheme, but like I said, the colors are just not right. Definitely a C tier. Now I might be biased about this one, but this was my favorite throwback on the grid. It's Harrison Burton's to his father, Jeff Burton. Oh my god, this scheme is so sexy, and it looks so good in real life. Oh my god, S tier and first. I don't care. You can hate me all you want. This is my favorite throwback this season. So these next two actually. Again, we're gonna go back down. Austin Cendrick. This is supposed to be a throwback to Rusty Wallace. I'll put the car up on the screen. If this was a regular like Menards design, it would probably be one of my favorite schemes of 2022. But it's a throwback to this. And I know Menards yellow is supposed to be like bright and highlighted, but they could have at least changed it to make it fit the actual yellow. Plus Libman, the sponsor on the hood, they got a little bit of red on them. They could have at least like done, I know they're like mainly a green sponsor, but they could have at least done red. The sponsor really killed this car, and Menards usually has a good throwback, but not this time. Definitely F tier. Good scheme, just not a good throwback. And that takes us to this one. So this one's considered a throwback because Reem and Kevin Harvick reunited at the beginning of the season. But obviously, as you can see, I'm gonna put the picture of the car it's thrown back to right here, and then the 4 car right here. Yeah, so yeah, that's going in F2. Now this one we've seen a few times in the past, but there's something unique about this one. I think you all can see it. NASCAR allowed Spire Motorsports and Corey LaJoie to run a scheme with a triple-digit number. Just because of that, it boosted this scheme up for me. It definitely goes into A tier, right beside Kurt and Ty Dillon. Now this one, fans have been waiting for forever now, and of course they run it when the numbers get slid forward. That's right, it's William Byron's Jeff Gordon throwback. Very nice scheme. Even with the number slid forward, it still looks remarkable. S tier for me. Now this one is kind of like back and forth I've seen. I'm not counting his actual race car, like the one he raced in the race because he crashed in practice. In person, this car looked really good. I mean, the blue was popping, the yellow was popping, everything was popping. He popped the outside wall too. Definitely an A tier for me. Really liked it. Eric Jones throwing it back to Richard Petty. Again, Richard Petty knocks it out of the ballpark every single year with the throwbacks. Another A tier, we'll put it beside Ty Dillon. So this one's interesting. It's Alex Bowman's Mark Martin throwback. Very cool Ally changed the colors of their logo. I love when sponsors do that. But the thing is, Valvoline is a Cendrick sponsor. And I get Ally has like sponsorship throughout the whole season on the 48, but it's still just weird to me. It's gonna go beat. So this one I feel like was pretty underrated. Kyle Larson's Tim Richmond throwback. I mean, the number fonts there. They even rotated the hood logo, make it match the throwback. And I saw this car spin right in front of me in turn 4. Definitely one of my underrated picks. It's definitely going to A tier. And now the team that probably had the best throwbacks this season. That's right, Trackhouse Racing. Coca-Cola and Trackhouse came together, ran these two throwbacks. Very good. I don't even care if the numbers are slid forward. Very, very good throwbacks. Trackhouse absolutely knocked it out of the ballpark with these throwbacks. They're both going to S tier. And I'll just put Ross Chastain's up there too. So at first when they released this throwback, it probably would have been down in the C. Once they put it on the track, they moved the blue circle to make it fit inside the number. Made it look 100 times better. It's going B just because I'm not that big of a fan of the scheme, and there were definitely other Mark Martin schemes in there that were better choices, but it would have been C if they didn't move the blue circle. So I'm probably gonna get a little bit of hate on this one. This scheme pissed me off, and I'll tell you why. So M&M's held a throwback with like 6 different cars, and yeah, this scheme they ran is good, but there were like a few other options on there that were better. Like the 2008 scheme, the 2003 scheme, way better than this one. And this one only won because it was the oldest one on that list. C tier, just because it made me so mad. So this one is, I don't really know how I feel about this one. Logano throwing it back to himself when he used to race those little midget cars as a kid. Also the winner of the race. I had to watch that in person. I almost cried. I'm just kidding. But the throwback's pretty I mean, it looks exactly like his little dirt midget, but I'm not a big fan of it. C tier for Logano's throwback. So BJ McLeod throwing it back to his late model. He's got flames on the front. That's it. He also caught on fire during the race, which is pretty ironic. D tier. So I'm not really for sure who this is a throwback to off the top of my head. I'll make sure to look it up and put it in the video. It's Cody Ware's throwback, and it looks identical to the throwback, but I'm not that big on the scheme. C tier for me. 2 more here. Cole Custer throwing it back to Jason Leffler. Very nice throwback. I always love this scheme. The forward numbers kind of make it look a bit weird, but it doesn't really affect it that much. It's definitely a B tier for me. Last one, we have Chris Buescher's throwback to Matt Kenseth. Now, I do think there were better options on the list for a Kenseth throwback, but this one is not bad, and I am a sucker for yellow and black paint schemes. It's gonna go C or B right beside his teammate. So there you go. There's my throwback list for the 2022 season. You could just take a long, hard look at it. Yeah, this race was really fun to go to in real life. First time at Darlington. And if you think I was going to sit here and complain about the numbers moved forward, you're dead wrong, because I actually don't care about where the numbers are. So yeah, I guess that's it.